It is the day after UFC 301. Jose Aldo has gone out on a win. Or so I thought. You see, Jose Aldo won last night against Jonathan Martinez. Now listen, I understand hopes are high. Like, everybody's happy that Aldo was able to get it done. Jonathan Martinez is a good fighter. For whatever reason, he just couldn't get his rocks off that night. Bro was having trouble getting any types of shots off. But also, to be fair, as much as I like Jose Aldo, for whatever reason, Jose Aldo forgot that he has some of the most terrifying leg kicks I've ever seen, and then decides to show off his boxing. And that is very interesting, because Jose Aldo has said what he wants to do after this fight, and that's what I want to focus this video on. Instead of doing like a full UFC 301 breakdown, I'm just going to be 100% real. There's only like 3 fighters that I really want to talk about on the 301 card. If you want to see a full event breakdown, go find one of the 100 other channels that do that. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about something interesting. And that is what's next for Jose Aldo. Aldo has gone out on a win. I want you guys to understand just how rare that is. It is under, I believe, 30% of all UFC fighters will ever go out on a win. It might even be lower than that. Like, somebody's going to pull up an actual statistic. All I know, it is 100% below 50. Guarantee you. If you don't already know, Jose Aldo, before this fight, retired on a loss to Merab Dvalishvili, which is the origin of my hatred for Merab. Now, granted, I'm starting to warm up to Merab too, and also, Merab is going to be fighting Sean O'Malley. They're like, whoop whoop, that's the announcement for this video. Merab's going to be fighting Sean O'Malley at UFC 306. Jose Aldo, I don't know if he wants to retire or not. Because what I thought was going on was, and it was my main complaint about UFC 301, was Jose Aldo wanted to win this fight, last fight on the contract, go in the free agency, and do a boxing match on the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson card. I'm not gonna judge. Go get your bag. You already had a boxing match, and I know the UFC can be real. I'm just gonna be real. The UFC can be kind of a bitch when it comes to allowing UFC fighters to fight outside the organization when it comes to combat sports. They do not care if you are in a grappling match. Actually, let me take that back, because a lot of people don't know this. The UFC doesn't like high-ranking fighters for their organization to get into a grappling match if heel hooks are legal. That's why at a lot of these UFC invitationals, when you have somebody like a Sean O'Malley competing in there, or like Paul Craig, they aren't allowed to heel hook because now you're damaging an asset of the UFC. Just in case any of you guys didn't know that. But they really don't like combat, like anything that has to do with head trauma. They don't like it. Their reasoning is it damages an asset of the UFC. Jose Aldo already did a boxing match, but I could see a scenario where if he wasn't a free agent, the UFC would block him from fighting on the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson card, because they don't like associating with that. This is going to be on Netflix. I don't even blame them. It's a freak show boxing match, but at this point I might actually watch it. It seems pretty fun. But then Jose Aldo comes out, and which is the thumbnail for this video, thank you for being patient, that he wants to fight Sean O'Malley. He wants to make a run for the title. I don't know about this one, Jose. What happened to the last time that you fought an up-and-coming prospect? It ended in 13 seconds. You're 36 years old. I understand you looked pretty good against Jonathan Martinez. But, like, there are other fights I would give you before I'm giving you O'Malley. If I had to give you a path up the title. You see, we got 2 paths right now. We have the money path, and then we have the UFC path. I want you to take the money path. I don't think you should be going for a title shot. I think that's a waste of your talents. At this point, I think it's a waste of time. But if you want to do that, you can fight Cody Garbrandt. That's a fun fight. You could fight Dominic Cruz, but Cruz said no to you. Okay. If you want to fight one of your Brazilian brethren, you could fight Figueiredo. That's another fun fight. Rob Font. Like, let's be real here. What you could play, like what the play could be, is you could do a fight against Rob Font, the loser of Umar Nurmagomedov versus Corey Sandhagen, and then you're in that title shot opportunity. Petr Yan's going to be fighting Cheeto. That fight's all but confirmed, so you're going to have to be waiting on that. And you're 36 years old. What am I doing? What am I saying? Like, I'm laying out a path hypothetically, but we don't have time for that. Aldo, you have been given an opportunity to go out with a win in front of your home crowd, already in the UFC Hall of Fame. You have a possibility of getting a money fight on Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I'm sure you'll make some type of bag for that. If you ask me, you could have a boxing match with Bryce Hall. Like, that makes sense in this world that we're currently in. Or, what I think would be the absolute best case scenario for you, well, we got two scenarios. You can have a fight with Manny Pacquiao. Dude, I would actually pay for that. Manny Pacquiao versus Jose Aldo in a boxing match. I don't care if it wouldn't be competitive. We got old Manny Pacquiao versus old Jose Aldo. Vitor Belfort fought Evander Holyfield. Let's not pretend we are not above craziness. But every time that I think about that and why that should be happening next, I see this headline of Jose Aldo versus Sean O'Malley. That's the fight that he's targeting next. Let's drop it, Jose. Here are your choices. Either you're going to be fighting Rob Font, at best, let's be real here. At best, they can give you Song Yadong. That's a fun fight too. I know some people were spamming that in the comment section. But your options are Song Yadong, Bryce Hall, or Manny Pacquiao, or some no-name oil baron's son that you can make money on. It's up to you. Do you want to risk legacy, or do you want to make some money? Like, those are really your options here. I know some people afterwards, like, I fucking hate Conor McGregor fans sometimes, because even when it shows Jose Aldo winning, all the comments are 13 seconds, and a bunch of GIFs of Conor. When he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, that was in there too. Let's not pretend like Conor McGregor is not the worst featherweight champion ever. Like, let's chill really quick. You can make an argument that Ilia Topuria right now is above Conor McGregor in that argument, because at least Ilia's planning on defending the belt one time. Like, let's not get this twisted real quick. Jose Aldo is the second greatest featherweight of all time. The people that he lost to were a hungry Alexander Volkanovski, a prime Conor McGregor, Max Holloway not once, but twice, Petr Yan, he was going to fight Henry Cejudo for the bantamweight title, that got canceled, and then lost to Merab Dvalishvili. Everybody he's fought has either become a champion or is about to challenge for a belt. That's all I'm saying. Jose Aldo, those are your choices here. Song Yadong, Bryce Hall, oil baron's son, and maybe you could leverage that in the Manny Pacquiao. That's up to you. I personally think Jose Aldo should be staying tired. And that's one of the things that I want to cover from UFC 301. I got a few more videos I got to get out. So if you want to stay notified on there, please consider a like, comment, subscribe. It means the absolute most to me. We're trying to get to 10,000. And I'll see you all in the next video that should be dropping like 30 minutes from this one. Adios, guys.